you're in China and then Colombia, and you must have really enjoyed both, especially Colombia is a lot of fun too, I'm guessing.
Colombia was a great place to be too. Also, it was one of the top 3 visa processing posts in the world while I was there. So I
Really?
was definitely I was in it when I was doing it. It was there were never any slow days. There were days, I'll tell you, the numbers that I would do. The most I did in a single day was 448 visas in Guangzhou in a single day. That was interviews at the window, and also these what we call the drop box, which is the interview waiver program visas, where you just do them. They come in, they're mailed in, and you just review them at your desk, and then issue them, or 221G them if you have to. But then visa interviews at the window. Sometimes I would go over 300 per day, just interviews in the morning and afternoon if we were that busy.
I mean, you get drained by the end of that? You kind of collapse after like
Oh
interacting
yeah,
with many people?
oh yeah. I mean, it's something where you are 100, if you're doing the job right, you are 100% engaged with every single person that walks up. You're trying to identify as quick as possible these factors, these trends, these archetypes of applicants that meet the criteria to issue the visa and ones that don't, and trying
Yeah.
to put them in those boxes as quickly as you possibly can. And that's one of the big things that I think that visa applicants need to know is what type of time pressure the visa officers are under. People think that they've got a bunch of documents, they've got stacks and stacks of evidence and credentials, and that they're going to be able to go in and the visa officer is going to look at it all and obviously be convinced by this preponderance of evidence that's put in front of them. But really, you've got about 15 seconds to get that visa officer on the right track, thinking, okay, I'm going to issue this. Let me just collect a few more pieces of evidence to put in my notes, and then I'll issue them and send them on their way. Right.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, that's it. But I get people contact me like want to prepare stuff and they have all these documents. I'm like, dude, this is gonna overwhelm the officer. They don't have time for this. Just get the basics. Don't say anything crazy. Fill out the DS-160 properly, and just be honest in anything they ask you. The immigrant intent, especially for tourist visas, is the main thing.
Hmm.
And that's about it. Then hope for the best. There's not much you can do. It's up to discretion. So that's a
Yeah.
scary part. The discretion part is really scary. So go ahead.
Even in immigrant visas, you can't count on the officers to read everything that's put in front of them. I know you know this, but some attorneys that I've worked with, they've prepared a 10 or 15-page brief, and they say, I keep my briefs short so the officers have, will read all of it. And I say, 10, 15 pages, you've got to catch their attention first and give them a reason to read those 15
Yeah,
pages, or they won't, right? So you've got to have, an executive summary at bare minimum that's going to tell them why they need to read this. Don't bury the lead, get that information up front to incentivize them to read this. Because even though, with immigrant visas and some of the non-immigrant visas, 214B is not an issue. But I'm sure that a lot of your listeners well know there's such thing as perpetual 221G, which is basically an intentional thing that sometimes the consular officers do to 214B people by other means.
yeah.
They don't like something about, let's say an H1B, and so they're just going to 221G it forever so that they never have to issue it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we're both working on a case together that has its own issues, and it's like you never know.
Hmm.
Even the cleanest cases could have issues pop up. You said the poison pill issue could come up. It could just the person could come off bad during the application. They're nervous and just something hits the officer wrong way. It's like this person being fraud, and for seemingly no reason, things get denied or get caught up in this endless administrative processing.